All right, hello everybody. We appear to be live. I think I could adjust my camera a wee bit. Is it better or worse? I think that's worse. I don't know. Okay. Either way, you don't need to see the back of my easel. All right. Hello everybody. Happy Monday night, evening. We are back to work on second go at this painting. I got it started on Thursday, just laying down some base layers on top of the underpainting, and this is kind of creepy October Halloween lady clown person that we're doing in the spirit of it being Halloween month. And I did make some, since the last stream, I did make some little drawings in white, kind of a chalk pencil, just marking some areas where I'm going to make some slight tweaks and corrections to my face. But the plan today is to just kind of do some refining and maybe start adding some elements of color a little bit more into this. It's just primarily just like a black and white, blackish and white right now. Keep adding layers on the background. And depending on how that goes, maybe I'll start blocking in some of the hair, but for now, that's generally the plan for today. I'm Lynell Ingram. I am Paint Fumes channel artist, and welcome. I am an artist. I paint largely in either watercolor or acrylic with added elements of mixed media very often. And most of my work centers around women's mental health in an effort to kind of destigmatize. So that's where we're coming from. Even in this painting, this is coming from ideas that I've had in the past and things that I've kind of dabbled with. But yeah, it's we're just gonna keep playing around with this guy and see what we can make out of him. I guess. I kind of refer to my paintings in general, I guess, as living things. It kind of is, as it comes together, more or less. But yeah, I have my tea. Oh no, and I'm just seeing that my mug is chipped, even though it's the most inappropriate mug for doing October things. Yeah, winter themed. Let it snow, it says on the other side. But it was just a nice big mug I had. I don't happen to have any specifically. Well, I guess I do have a Halloween themed mug, but it's not big and nice to drink out of, so, you know. Tangible things. Oh my, there's a lot of... I wonder, what did I do to this thing? There's so many little chips on it. Oh well. To your health. Still very hot. Okay. So first things first, I gotta start building my palette. And I'm gonna go with a lot of starting out with what I did for most of this last week, which was just a very basic refined palette. And I'm gonna add a couple other colors to it that I'm gonna start building in. So I had Payne's Gray is kind of the dark blackish tone. It has kind of a blue gray. It's like a dark blue gray. Not quite black. It has a cool undertone to it. So that's the starting point, as that's my dark tone. So Payne's Gray. Come on, get the top back on. There we go. A decent amount of titanium white as my light. And I'm kind of like, I'm realizing I'm really in a spotlight here, but the light that's on me is also the light that's on the painting. So it kind of just is what it is. I'm sure it's extremely flattering. Oh well. As long as the artwork looks good. That's ultimately the important part. So the other tones that I had on my palette last week was some burnt sienna. So get that on here too. And some cobalt blue. Which I'm gonna go a little lighter on that this time. I think. I at least to get started. And what I'm going to add differently this time is some yellow oxide. And I have some naphthol red light. The stupid broken cap that I complain about every time I grab this tube. It's the worst. Alright. This awful dried paint on there because it's all jacked up. Okay. Now that I've painted all over myself, as well as my palette, at least clean myself up a little bit. Okay, and we're pretty much ready to get started. Okay. So, got my cat here behind me. He just joined. Tried to make a chair for him, a spot where he can sit while I do this. Because he tends to not find it terribly fun, but hopefully he'll just kind of chill and hang out while we do some painting. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna kind of start building up the tones that I used for the white. We'll start with that, the dark to light. And I'm already getting my hand into my paint. That's just the way it goes when you're me. I'm very messy, apparently. Even though I'm mixing a color that isn't quite, like, it's a little more neutral than black, it still reads as very black and white is what I put on here. And I don't want it to entirely be that. I like a little bit of the underpainting shining through in different spots, but I want to add a little bit more life to it, and I'm going to work out doing some of that today. After I make some of the corrections to my, to the character overall. Just get some, like, a little bit of a range of tones mixed up here to work from, and that'll just give me a nice starting point. And I just use a kind of a cheapo plastic palette knife to do this part of it. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive. Easy to take care of, easy to clean. And my whitest white, by and large, is not even going to be fully just white. Still going to be a little bit of a toned shade. So there we have it. From darkest to lightest. And I'm going to start with a larger brush and work my way back to smaller, kind of larger areas. Too small to detail, so the details will by and large come last. So let me see here. I'm trying to decide if I want to use a little bit of a medium. I think I might add this time. I have some slow drying acrylic medium from Liquitex. I think I'm going to mix a little bit of that into my colors too. That gives me a little more time to work. It'll never be as much work time as if I'm working with oils. It'll never be that, but it does buy me a little bit of a grace period, a little bit more time to blend. So we are going to add a little bit of that before I start. Nothing like last minute decision making. That's how we roll around here. All right. And a little bit in the water. All right. And I think I'm going to kind of go work back into this a little bit lightest to darkest. I don't know if anybody's been getting into the holiday spirit, such as it is for October. Watching any spooky movies or anything. I always do anyway, no matter what time of year it is. Watched a couple this week. I'm kind of getting to this point of it's getting hard to find, like, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. There's no doubt about that. There's still a lot of movies that I haven't seen, but it gets a little harder to find something interesting to watch when you've seen a lot of them. But there's always a ton of new material coming out. There's tons of things that I haven't seen. You just gotta dig a little bit more for it. You know, that's fine. The way it goes. Looking a little bit to my reference image. Yeah, an era that I haven't explored much in terms of movies is like the 2000 aughts. I just haven't been very interested or excited about much of it. If I didn't see it the first time around. But I've watched a couple things this week. That one was okay, one was fairly bad. And the one that was okay was called Resolution. That one was, I think, 2012. And it was kind of interesting in the sense that I hadn't quite seen something quite like the point of it before. So it was a little bit different. Which is something I enjoy, seeing something done a little different than I'm used to. It touched on a lot of things, like addiction and personal choice. And probably a little bit of like fate versus choice. But I'm not sure what exactly it had to say about any of those things. I don't think that it made a point of it. I think that it just brought them up. It also had I don't know. It was interesting. It was fine. And then the other one I watched from 2009. It was a bit of a horror comedy. It had an interesting cast. The name of it was Suck. Kinda sucked. But the premise of that one is band selling their souls in terms of becoming vampires to experience success. Yeah. It was okay. There were some elements that were amusing. A lot of it was not particularly amusing, but what was interesting was there was Iggy Pop, Henry Rollins, and Moby was in it. I'm not thinking of a couple other ones. But yeah, interesting cast. Say. I don't think I'd particularly recommend it unless you're interested in seeing Moby get murdered in a ridiculous way. How much of that do you actually see? I don't know. Yeah. It was silly, it was fine. I'm not getting the greatest wet on wet mixing abilities here with this medium, but it's a little better than just going straight out of the tube acrylic paint. I do feel like I should have changed out my music to some more creepy music for this month. It's just something I haven't gotten done yet. Oh, where did that come from? Alright, I think I gotta switch to a smaller brush here to keep going. In a second. I'm gonna give her a mustache, but that'll get that'll get fixed. It's a little crazy at the moment. But I'm just sort of trying to correct some things while I'm also appear to be making a bit of a mess of them. Sometimes things appear to get worse before they get better. Just kind of gotta trust the process. A little better. Oh, that got away from me a little bit. Okay, so so that I don't make too much more of a mess of this. It's definitely time to switch to smaller brush here. Even though I said that before, and I know. I like to make things difficult on myself. You may have caught on to that. Okay, really, no. That's enough. Morbid, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, I like the red tone for the back for underpainting. I thought that was kind of fun. A little different than what I normally do, but considering that this was meant to be kind of a spooky-ish painting, it seemed appropriate. I'm still trying to do some corrections, still kind of making a mess of things. What fun is anything if you can't just make a mess? Which is probably not the most productive mindset to have, but you know, I have some fun. Probably could start moving into doing some of the other color bits on here after I straighten out this eye just a hair more. A little bit easier with a smaller brush, that's for sure. Should have probably done this a little while ago. But, you know, I'm stubborn. And where's the challenge in, you know, doing things a smart way? Yeah, I should be looking at my computer screen because I have it blown up quite large, rather than the printout that I have near the camera. It's definitely a better view I can get looking there from there. What's my favorite colors to see in paintings? That's an interesting question. Let me think for a second. I tend to be drawn to, at the moment anyway, some pretty intense, like magenta tones, depending on how they're used. But I'm definitely more interested in like the wider story that's being told. I'm more curious about like how well it all comes together and works for a particular painting. Because it tends to be that what I can be surprised at what I'm drawn to when all is said and done. If it's done in the right combinations and the right moods and says something interesting and just has, it has that, I don't know, it speaks to me. I don't find that it's so much necessarily about the color, but I do like color in general. I do like it when people do interesting things with color and take some risks. I enjoy that a lot. But if I had to make a choice, yeah, I think that currently really deep magentas that are kind of just snuck in as little points of interest, that kind of draws me to look at something a second time currently. But ask me in another week and I'll probably give you a different answer. I'm a big fan of the Rothko red panels. For as simple as they are, they're so insanely stunning and they have so much feeling in them for as simple as they are. They're so intense. I think I have a hair. No, did I get it? I think I got it. I think it's spooky. It's eerie but very beautiful. Dark colors with a red back. Yeah, it's well, looking ridiculous, but I appreciate that. It's the intention is to be like, yeah, I think eerie is a good word for it once I have it done. And right now it's sort of just like trusting this process because it can appear like I'm making it worse before it gets better, but we're getting there. The adjustments are happening. Slowly but surely. Right now it's mostly this eye that's really not quite there. Something's very goofy in the way that looks. But we're working at it. Working at it. Try to block in some shapes, maybe, and let that guide me a little more. Okay. Making some progress here. You found your art style. That's awesome. That can be a real beast of a thing. And when I was in art school, they'd always be like, because I was an illustration major, everybody was always very concerned about finding their style, and they'd always just be like, just work and it'll come. And that was not what any of us wanted to hear back then. But yeah, kinda. I think some people just really pushed to decide on something they like and push through it, and I think it will continue to evolve over time. No matter what. But yeah, it's awesome because that can certainly help when you're working on projects to like know what your language, your visual languages, so to speak. It's coming. It's coming. I found a YouTube channel that I kind of have been deep diving on. And I'm a little, like, currently kind of obsessed with it. It's really soothing to watch and amazing to see. It's like got everything you could want. Like, it's art, it's transformation. Problem solving, but in a way that's very, like, I don't know, it's just incredibly soothing to watch. It's Baumgarten restorations. And it's somebody who does fine art restorations, sometimes very, very old paintings. And the issues that he has to try to work with and overcome while he's doing it. It's really... And then seeing the reveal at the end, the restoration, the cleaning of the old paintings, the fixing these insane problems that they come to him with. of just deterioration of age and mistreatment. It's really, really something. Part of what's giving me fits on here is the fact that I have kind of a little bit of an incomplete reference that I'm working with. A part of her face, her eye here, is covered with her hair. So that's really, like, I'm having to kind of like figure out how this should be. And it's being very tricky for me at the moment. Yeah, I definitely recommend that channel. It is very addictive to watch the videos, and they're like long, and the pacing's really nice, and it's just like very soothing voice, but it's such a cool thing to see happen. Like one of the videos, or a couple of the videos, are like 5-parters, where each part is about a half an hour, and he comes in with this, you know, a 500-year-old art panel. That's broken. It's on wood. And he has to repair it somehow in a way that will be stable. And you're just like, how can he possibly do that? What is he ever going to do? And it's, and then there's moments where it's actually tense to watch him take something and like move it in a way, or make some kind of repair, and it's just like, holy cow, it's really... But it's like conservation of paintings and removing old layers of varnish and all the things, cleaning them, and there's tears or breaks in the canvas, rips and tears and things. It's just kind of, it's crazy, and it's cool, and it's something that I know so little about, and it's just been amazing to watch. And then even more stressful sometimes is watching how he makes his decisions while he's retouching stuff. It's really something to see. Especially when you sometimes see how badly things were done before, and then he's got to kind of try to fix it. It's probably weird. It probably looks like I had it decently before I started working today, and then I completely changed everything. Like, why would I do that? But, yeah, there were some things in there that weren't sitting right for me, and just go back and work them until they are. Oh, I started watching Lovecraft Country. I just saw the first 2 episodes. I do want to finish it. It's one of the things that's kind of cool about it is that like parts of it were filmed near where I live and where I grew up. And that's really fun to see. A couple of scenes, just a few minutes, if even. Seconds, maybe. It's just an added interesting detail. I'm pretty quiet today. I guess I'm just kind of focusing on what I'm doing. It's a little bit of a challenge trying to get this come together correctly, and then once I have it though, then the real fun can begin. Okay, I think this is a pretty good place where I'm going to start adding some more layers to the background. And just like all the other things that are happening. Maybe a little bit on the collar, the lace collar. Just a couple of little detail lines in the edges. The first time I ever painted a clown, really clown lady, was, gosh, quite some years ago. I took part in a money show, and when I say money, I mean like the dolls, M-U-N-N-Y. They're, you can buy them as blanks. So somebody I knew was organizing an art show around those stalls. And I was invited to participate. And one of them that I made was get some decent water flow in here. It's a little like clown girl money doll. I still have it in my living room. Given when I did it, I think it's not the best quality of like painting or anything, but still kind of really enjoy it. I really like it. I was so very like shy and introverted, and I had this like, it meant a lot to me having painted that. Like it had a lot of meaning in my mind, and somebody like asked me about it at the show with opening, and I was just like, and I started to talk, and then it was just, I went completely blank. And I'm just like, I kind of was just like, okay, I don't know. Just like stop talking, and I'm just like, I don't know, back away slowly. Good times. That was, which one was that? 10 years ago? 12 years ago? I did in total 2 sets of money dolls back then. One for yet another show. It was quite a while ago. I actually even added like a tiny bit of the yellow into that layer of the white dripping, that kind of gives me a little bit of warmth to it. I'm gonna clean my easel. Making a mess, like I do. Y'all know. In a day in my studio, you don't have a mess going on. Ready to drop something. You know, all the fun stuff. All the things that happen here. I did a really attempted thorough job of vacuuming the rug in here earlier today. This is why it is a good idea to have a very, very cheap rug under your workspace. It's kind of frightening. But it's just mostly paint and coffee and some cat hair. So, I mean, it's nothing scary in reality. I should not be wiping my hand on my shirt. I probably really should be wearing a smock apron. And I have some, but I tend to not think about it. My tea which was too hot to drink when I first got in here, is probably now a little almost too cool. So that's how it goes when you get sucked into something. Paint's getting a little dry. My palette. Even with the retarder, the dry time retarder medium that I added. I was thinking for kind of like let her eyebrows disappear and draw them in clown makeup style. But I can always change my mind and go back to that idea. Let's just see. Okay. Not 100% yet, but getting there. You can't quite see him with the cameras, but my little cat is all curled up in a adorable little ball right behind me. Just the cutest. Of course, I'm a little biased in that. Trying to find her bone structure here. Okay. Anybody who's been watching should probably have been taking bets about how long it will take me to spill my tea. Literally. Instead of drinking it, I'm just holding it. I get distracted very easily. Especially when I'm working on art. I can really get sucked in. Yep. There's a lot of really clear brush strokes happening on her face right now. And I'll have to kind of decide how much of that I want to stay and how much I might want to like work away and smooth out. It's a bit of a mess. But that works for me for this piece. So I switched to a much smaller brush just to clean up a few little things. Bless you. Cat sneezed. Hey, kitty cat. Why are you trying to climb my pants? Come on. Are you stuck? I think I need to trim his nails. I thought I was going to get into more of the color stuff today, but spent quite a bit of time just kind of making sure that my structure of the face was correct, more so than anything else. There's my cat. He's bored. No, he's just talking. Hi. He's my best company in the studio. I always say everybody should have a studio cat. Right? Pretty sure he agrees. Though he gets bored. Hey, you trying to get your way up to the camera, huh? Are you stuck to me again? Yes, I know I need to trim your nails big time. Oh, I almost put my brush into my tea, and that would have been not the right thing to do. Oh my goodness, again. I hate you. I hate you. So this is shadow from a wall being not far behind her. And it'll probably be easier to create that and make it obvious what it is once I add in the shapes of the hair, because that's going to affect the shadows a lot too. Okay, what time are we? 8:48. Wow. I'm just gonna do real quick little bits of some blocking, maybe, of some of the shapes that we're gonna start to create with the hair. Just lay down some very rough elements. Apparently picked up a dry paint chunk on my brush and was pushing that around. That's fun. Needless to say, she will have some fairly wild hair. But this is sort of more of like a base layer, just blocking in shapes right now. Not too concerned with how it actually looks yet. And in case you're wondering, this is exactly how my hair looks when I wake up in the morning. And it's definitely about the case that once I am approaching the 2-hour mark of working with acrylic paints, it's like either you gotta kind of call it because they're getting a little funky, or you gotta put down a new palette of brush paint. And that's whether or not I'm using any medium, because I did have slow drying medium and it does not make much of a difference. Okay, nope. My cat is trying to walk into my palette. Okay. Well, here's Watson. He's here to say hello and good night. So yes, the hair looks like a big old mess. Hi, Jim. I'm just seeing you there. Hello, hello. I'm getting a decent amount of work done on this guy. Somewhere between productive work and making a mess. Somewhere in between. It looks a little crazy. I'm gonna have one come down in front of her face as well at some point, kind of breaking this solid line. I don't have her, this isn't an accurate hairline. Exactly. but that will come as I work more on this guy. But, you know, decent amount of work done today. I got the face pretty close to where I want the structure of it. I'm pretty happy with that, although I will of course sleep on it and decide if I want to change anything else. And next time, probably start attacking more of the actual clown elements. Of course, working on the hair, start adding some of her makeup, maybe let a few more skin tones spots shine through, and we'll just keep going with this guy, this girl, whatever, this painting. And this should be a fun one. We're starting to get to the really fun stuff. I enjoy doing the faces a lot. I love painting people. I find it a fascinating and a very fun process. Decently challenging. But yeah, some of the fun stuff is about to start coming. You know what? I have my tea right next to my paint, and my tea kind of looks like paint water. This is just all asking for trouble. Also, my arm's getting tired because my cat weighs 15 pounds. Right? Yes. I know, you're very cute. All right. So good night, guys. I'm gonna stop here. We'll keep going with this painting on Thursday morning. So I hope to see everybody then. And we'll have some fun doing some more semi-spooky, eerie, fun painting for October. Oh, as my arm goes numb. Okay. Ugh. Down you go. Wash my hands, wash my brushes, all the fun stuff. But yeah. Again, thanks for joining me. I am Lynell Ingram from Paint Fumes of Paint Fumes. Oh, he's rubbing on my feet. It's so cute. And that's Watson, my cat. Good night, everybody. Have a great week, and I will hope to see you Thursday morning. Bye.